Hey guys, and welcome to my Rotface guide. My video guides are not going to be super long videos, as I'm making these videos the way I would like to watch a video guide, which is like a 3 to 5 minute video depending on the boss, explaining the mechanics and giving me a good strategy to use for the boss. So if that is what you're looking for, you come to the right place. All strategies in my video guides will be the strategies my guild and I use during the world first classic progression race. On Rotface, you want to always have at least 8 players not in melee of him. If you don't have that, the vile gas can be targeted on melee and it will pretty much be an instant wipe. Vile gas will disorient you and deal damage to surrounding players. Around every 20 seconds, Putricide will make the ooze tanks flow at a random section of the room and cover it in green slime. It's again important that the people standing where the slime is spawning don't go into melee, so you have less than 8 people in range. Rotface will occasionally do a slime spray in a frontal targeting a random player in the raid. If you are standing in melee of him, just go behind him during this and you're completely fine. If you're in range getting hit by it, you can dodge it as well, just make sure you don't stack on other ranged because of the vile gas. The main mechanic on this boss is mutated infection. A random player will get infected by mutated infection, and after 12 seconds they will spawn a small ooze. The first small ooze you basically just ignore and let it hit the player it spawned on. Just heal the player a bit more. When the second ooze spawns, you want to bring them together and they will form a big ooze. This big ooze is now tauntable and will be kited around in the outer ring by your off tank. We found DK tanks to be great at this. Do not be tanking hits though from the big ooze as an off tank, just kite it. The oozes have a pulsing AoE around them, so if you see an ooze going to be kited onto you, dodge it to reduce the raid damage taken. Any following mutated infection, you should try to stand on the off tank when it times out, so the small ooze is close to the big ooze and it will merge again with the big ooze. Small oozes are not tauntable, so it's individual responsibility to make them merge. When the big ooze absorbs a 5th small ooze to have 5 stacks of unstable ooze on it, it will begin to channel a 4-second ability called Unstable Ooze Explosion. When the cast is done, the big ooze will explode and send off small ooze explosions to the position of where every player was standing in the room. How we try to manage this ability in our raids is to pre-clear an open area where the main tank can drag the boss into so everyone is safe. TLDR of this explosion though is just go to a place where no one was standing when the explosion happened. The explosion is approximately 6 yards. And that's about it for Rotface. Rotface have a soft enrage timer though, as in he starts to cast mutated infection more often the longer the fight goes on, so you will get overrun eventually. Our guild aims to kill it a bit after the second big ooze explosion, and if the boss is fairly low at this point, which approximately 15-20% HP, we usually ignore every new ooze that spawns and just let them attack the player they spawn on while just focusing down the boss. I hope this video was useful, and good luck in Icecrown Citadel.